Hello, this is Dr. David A. Gaitros, Department of Computer Science at Florida State University, and I'd like to welcome you to my undergraduate lecture series on selected topics in computer science. You can find these videos and others at my YouTube channel at the URL listed below, or you can simply go to YouTube and search using Gaitros and FSU as keywords. Now on to the lecture. One of the very useful operations of MIPS assembly are the immediate instructions. You've seen one already if you've run the sample program. It's load immediate. Load immediate is used whenever we want to put a smaller number into a register without actually accessing storage. It's a very, very handy, very fast operation to do. So we have an example right here as our sample program. This is a load immediate, and what this particular line of code does is it takes the number 4 and takes the 16 bits of it and puts it into the lower or the right hand side of register V0. So it doesn't fill out all 32 bits with the number. What it does is it puts it in the right hand side and sign extends the rest of it. So I could actually put the number 4, I could put a -4 in there, and we know what this one does. It tells the syscall to actually print a string. Well, let me show you another way to do it, and I've already got some code I've written right there, and I'll explain it to you. This line of code right here that I have the cursor on is load immediate S010. What that does is it puts the binary number 10 into the lower 16 bits of register S0. Now I'm going to use another immediate operation. I'm going to say add immediate. Now the add actually adds 2 registers and put the constants into a register. What this does is it takes the number 10, adds it to the contents of register $S0, and then puts the results back into S0. And to illustrate how this works, I'm actually going to print the number in S0 out. I load the number 1 into V0 using a load immediate that tells the syscall operation to print an integer. Then I have to put the integer into A0. That's done by the move command. This actually takes S0 and copies it into A0. It's not a move, it's a copy, and then it prints it out. Well, let's save this. Okay, and I'm using Pico as an editor, by the way, in case you hadn't figured that out. And I'm going to go up here and say File, Reinitialize and Load. And I'm going to open the file, and no syntax errors. I'm going to say Simulator and Run, and you'll see Sample Program and 20. And as we suspected, whenever we add 10 to the number 10, we get the number 20. Now, a few variations. I can actually put immediate unsigned right there. Now that changes it. It doesn't mean that you can't use negative numbers. You can use negative numbers. But what it does not do is it doesn't check for overflow. Okay, so there's a couple of other operations. For instance, I could do or immediate. And let me just go ahead and change that to or immediate, and it does what you think it might do. What it does is it takes the number 10 and it ORs it with the contents of register S0, which has 10 in it right now, and that would actually just produce the number 10. Let's go ahead and save that and run it just to show you how that works. File, reinitialize. You always do a reinitialize and load, and no syntax errors. We do a simulator run, and we see the number 10. Immediate operations, very, very handy to do very fast operations without accessing memory locations, especially if the number that you're working with can be represented in 16 bits or less. Hope this helps you, and on to the next lesson.